Garrett Morris, Dana, is first season SNL standout. You might not remember him because you're just a young pup, but Garrett Morris was. I was very excited to have Garrett on because to have his perspective of being in that whirlwind of the first season.
Yeah, that first 5 years is sort of the story of SNL. He just came to play. He was full of energy and fun,
laughing.
And I don't know if it's okay to say so it's like that or whatever. So I think he might have smoked marijuana for a bit. It's legal.
Mary Jane.
But he was really, really funny and full of a lot of
happy to be there. Like talking, and those are the best guests because they come ready to play and they just want to screw around. And we did learn a lot, but we also
learned a lot about
it. That's all we want to do.
Him and Chevy did some things together. Chevy wrote for him, and he did the interpretive guy was yelling. Remember that from the 70s.
The hearing impaired newscaster,
But it's a really fun interview with Garrett. I would listen to this.
Here he is, Garrett Morris. Garrett, my last name is Spade.
But you've already screwed it up by having an ex-convict on your show, okay?
Whoa, let's get down to it.
Yeah.
Did you serve time? That's all. It's my only question.
I'm not lying. I actually spent a year and a half at what is known as Great Meadows Correctional Facilities. I was a teacher.
Oh, I was at the Tim Meadows Correctional Facility. No, Garrett, you were a teacher in there?
You too?
Go ahead, Garrett. Let's hear about that.
Anyway, I in like 1968, 69, I was a school teacher. I taught at PS 71 over on the east side. And I also taught, they had a program for teaching convicts. And I was a part of it. They gave us a Volkswagen, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys say it's really Volkswagen.
Yeah,
okay?
Everyone's saying it wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, and I didn't know I was driving along the drug thing, and I used to get called on all the time by the cops. Okay.
Wait, you were running drugs in the Volkswagen, and then you got pulled over,
and you were also teaching kids and running drugs. I
was teaching those murderers drama.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
You have quite a resume. I looked it up.
Oh my God.
It's vast.
Garrett, I have to tell Garrett something just so we have some common ground here. Garrett, I was in Arizona, running the harsh streets of Scottsdale. And when I was about, 18, 19, I was trying to flirt with this girl leaving a SAE party at Arizona State. And I got pulled over immediately and they cuffed me and said, you have to go to jail. I don't think Dana, I didn't tell you this. So I go to jail and I say, hey, any reason for the jail? Well, I didn't even ask because I just felt I'm pretty guilty about a lot of things. And they said, yeah, you've gotten too many speeding tickets, and we have a warrant for your arrest. And I realized they didn't. So a couple hours in, I go, can I see those? And they showed me copies, and it was my brother's signature saying he was me because he got pulled over so much. He would have had to go to jail. So he goes, no, I don't have my license. I'm David. And so then he signed them all, and then he still didn't pay him. And then I spent the night in the clink, and I had to have another comedian come bail me out.
Oh, wow.
And that's Chevy Chase bailed you out?
Do you still speak to that brother?
I still speak with my brother, unfortunately, but he know I'm such a pussy. I would never really give him any trouble about it, and I didn't.
Is he out of jail?
No, I was the one out. He never went. I had to do the time for him.
I had three older brothers that would stuff stolen items down my pants because I was 9 and they were 11, 12, 13, and they were all juvenile delinquents. We fought, we smoked, we stole, but they would stuff them down my pants because I looked so little and so innocent, and I'd walk out. But I stole a lot of stuff when I was 9. I'm just putting it out there right now. I stole 10 yo-yos in one day.
I've had 3 weekends in the tank myself. Okay.
See, we're all not soft. We're all from the fucking streets. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
So I'm not innocent at all. But one time, it was because a traffic cop broke the law and used a Slim Jim right to go into my car. Yeah. And he looked under the mat in the front seat and found a bag of marijuana, which is illegal, cop. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, I go to the impound to get my car, and I see about 4 or 5 cops standing around my car. I'm not stupid. So I wait, right? And they wait. And we for about 30 minutes. I said, okay, let's go get my car. So I go to the car and I don't go in. And they come and they say, open this back door. I say, no, I'm not opening it.
Oh my God.
They open it, right? And then I was doing my karate thing, right? So I had a gi in the back.
Yeah.
And they said, open that bag. I said, no, sir. They opened it and they had put the grass in the bag.
Oh my God.
Right.
The old frame.
And yeah, they handcuffed me. But anyway, I go downtown and I'm being booked. And sure enough, there was a cop there who was him. He says to me, see John Iannuzzi. Now, way back there, John Iannuzzi was a very progressive Italian lawyer who was hooked up, right? He would help you out. Sure enough, I went over there. John Iannuzzi figured out what it was about. He said, "This see me Monday." I come in Monday. John whispered something in the judge's ear, and the judge says, "Garrett Morris." I read my. He said, "Get out of here. I don't want to see you in here again."
All right.
Yeah.
He whispered you were framed, right? That's crazy.
Well, the lawyer probably told him how the cop got the grab.
Yeah. No body cams back then.
You know. How you been doing, man? How you been doing?
I'm doing good. Me and Dana have been having fun. Look at my hair, looks good today. You know what?
I know what
filmed
happened.
something this weekend.
Usually it's a little shaky.
Are you and Dana an item?
Oh, an item?
An item? I just
Are you
like the
breaking a
expression,
story?
Listen, Garrett, what happens on Fly on the Wall stays on Fly on the Wall. Am I canceled
No.
now? I can't do
Yeah.
that anymore. We'll edit that
I'm
out.
leading the cancel. Yeah, Dana and I are old buddies, and we sort of emerged into the same person over time.
I must say, you do look like you came from the same mama. You do.
Yeah.
Same tribe, Irish, Scottish, Norwegian.
Yeah.
What's your tribe? German.
Really?
I'm
I got a
Irish,
German
Scottish,
Dutch,
Norwegian.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Cambodian, Nigerian, West Africa. And by the way, Ancestry.com says I have a little bit of Finnish in me. Can you believe that?
That's interesting.
It's down deep.
What?
Yeah. I can't
My
see.
skin
By the way,
cries
tomorrow's
when
my
it's
birthday.
sunny.
By the way, tomorrow's my birthday.
Tomorrow's your birthday. I read that your birthday's coming up. Is it the 1st? Is that what it is?
Tomorrow, till February 1st, yes.
Okay, we'll delete this because this is going to be airing in 2027. No, we don't know when.
No, we're gonna. All right, what's your secret? I have to ask. What are you drinking?
This here is green tea. Okay,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Actually, glucose tea. It helps to reduce your glucose count. So,
Blood sugar stuff.
yeah. I have I'm type 2 diabetes.
Your energy doesn't match your birth certificate. It's huge. I mean, you're just like on fire. You're just energetic.
I can't tell you on here, man. This is recorded by cops. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay? You know,
Yeah, they're always monitoring this.
I'll give
Yes.
you
I will say, Garrett, you are you have sort of a very bright light and energy about you, and a fun thing about you, and I see why in comedy you do well because you always bring it. You're very vocal. You got a strong voice. You just have a fun vibe, and I think
positive. So
positive.
People want to work with you.
So when it comes to comedy, this is what I say. I'm an actor who was in a comedy show many, many years ago, and I have been suffering ever since.
Now, why have you been suffering?
So are we.
Because everywhere I go, people want me to be funny. And as my ex-wife would tell you, well, she used to tell me all the time, N-word, you ain't funny.
Yeah.
Fill in the blanks.
Well,
I got it.
Yeah. Well, I think you're funny. And, a lot of people have a funny vibe about them. Like people say when I date girls, I go, what do you look for? And I go, I like a girl that's funny, but I don't mean she needs to be Robin Williams. Some girls just have like a charm and fun thing about them. And that's funny to me. And it's a lightness and fun. They don't have to be like, Henny Youngman, yada da. So I like that.
Wife,
I go,
please.
I'll take care of that part.
Take my wife.
That's what-
please.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
Yes.
by the way, Dana, Garrett has worked with Pryor and all these huge stars, which I look over it and I can't believe how cool that is.
I got to work with Richard Pryor, but I want to hear your story first.
Oh, don't one up him yet.
I have a nice Richard story.
I have a great Richard Pryor story, okay?
I want to hear yours.
It's got to be better.
When both Richard and I were coke fiends.
That's the title
I
of the
bet Dana's
podcast.
story doesn't start like that.
Show,
Go ahead.
right? But Richard brought his own group because he had heard that I was Lorne. Nobody had heard about me except people on the East Coast.
So Richard brought his own writers.
Nobody knew. I got this job, which let's face it, in 75 was a pretty good job for a black guy to get. And they're thinking I'm Lorne, help me.
Michaels.
Lorne
Michaels.
Lorne Michaels N-word. Can I say it? Is it one of the things? Lorne Michaels.
Like you were his main man.
You can say anything you want as far as I'm concerned.
Basically thought that was going on. That Richard had gotten, that Lorne had gotten some guys who knew. Well, at the time I got to Saturday Night Live, I'd already been in New York for like 17 years. I had written 2 plays.
2 plays, I read that.
I've been in at least 15 off-Broadway and Broadway shows. And so I had paid my dues, right? And they didn't know that. So when Richard came, he brought his own group and he didn't use me. And I was really hurt by that because until this day, Richard is my favorite monologuist of all time, right?
Yeah.
And at that time, I was really very hurt because I wanted to work with him. So he did the show, didn't use me, but later on, when I went to California, he was doing a movie called Critical Condition. And I got a call from my agent saying, Richard Pryor wants you to be in the show, be in the movie. And he never said anything. I assumed that was his way of saying, hey, I'm sorry, or something like that.
I like you. Yeah.
That was
very sweet, sensitive.
Well, a lot of hosts do that. I mean, a lot of hosts still bring in writers just because they get scared. Like maybe Paul Mooney was with Richard. I don't know who he was with.
He was a force of nature. Paul Mooney, I used to do stand-up with him in the late 70s, and I would go, why is this guy in this little club? I mean, he was so charismatic and so good-looking and so funny. It was like just everything.
I love Paul Mooney. I'm sure he was behind Richard doing what he did because he was Richard's writer. But even to this day, I see, because much of what Richard did was Paul Mooney, right? Mm-hmm. And
well, the thing, okay.
Go ahead.
What do you think? When the idea of a monologist, I think of that more voice orientated, but I think that with Richard, when I first saw him on the Ed Sullivan Show, he mimed for 2 minutes a guy reaching under his underarm to see if he had BO. And it was like just a silent movie, So Richard had that capacity to paint a picture instantly, and he could do just a straight monologue. So I don't know.
He could tell stories,
and play all the characters.
He could talk. When you talk about Mudbone, you wouldn't be laughing for like 2 or 3 minutes till he got to the punchline. Yeah, but you were so engaged in Mudbone till this day. Again, how did you say the word? I said monologuist. You say it again.
A monologist.
Anyway, sometimes I had trouble with English.
I knew what
I want to tell
you
my
meant.
Richard Pryor little story.
Go ahead.
Here.
Tell me.
Kind of. So I'm working at the Holiday Inn as a waiter.
Yeah.
And it was near the Circle Star Theater up near San Francisco. Richard's headlining there. So Richard's in the restaurant. So I got to go serve Richard. And I was really nervous. So I brought him a Denver omelet. Okay. And then later on I came back and I took the plate, and he looked up at me and said, quote, "Whoever made that omelet can suck my dick." And I never knew if it was a positive or negative review. 12 years later, I'm in a movie with Richard Pryor, which I'll tell you about. We're at lunch, and I just wanted to know what he meant that day, but I didn't want to bring it up. He probably wouldn't remember. So I look at him, I take a bite of my cheeseburger, and I said, this cheeseburger is really, really, really good. And he goes, "Wow, well, you must want to suck somebody's dick." No, I can't. I got the headline. You got it wrong.
He used that suck dick metaphor a lot. Guess what
okay. So it wasn't just me. Yeah.
One of the funniest jokes I ever heard was when he said, "This bitch was so fine, I want to suck her daddy's dick.
I like that one. Yeah.
I just want to say I just had a root canal and a crown put in, and I'm kind of spaced out. So the end of the joke went like this, you know.
Okay, we'll do it again.
He goes, I like. Wait a minute. I'm so stoned from the dentist.
The punchline. The punchline.
You do it, Garrett.
Oh, I said. No, I can't. I really can't remember.
I think you said this cheeseburger can suck my dick. Did you say that?
No. It was it was a reverse that I got the information by setting a trap. You know.
Oh, and
I will get to it before this podcast's over. But I am so high right now. I mean, I'm just like I'm very spacey.
What kind of marijuana?
Marijuana? No, it was dental stuff.
Oh, okay.
But if I do smoke marijuana,
Dana,
my brand is Sledgehammer. That's my brand of cannabis.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Your brand of cannabis is what?
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
From the Peter Gabriel collection.
I just made it up.
Yeah, I like that name. It sounds cool.
Shovel to the face.
I will be smoking a joint, okay?
Hey, Garrett, I have a question for you. You can smoke a joint right now while I ask you if you want. Yeah. Now, Garrett, when you
bring me a joint.
Oh boy. So when you come on SNL, it must be like the Dirty Dozen. So you guys all get together. You probably don't know each other, right?
Right.
And then you are thrown together, and you're sort of like, okay, let's see what works, what doesn't work. And you were a writer.
Hey.
You were a writer at the beginning, right?
Yes, I was. Yes.
Okay, so you were not. I don't think you were on camera till later. I think that was a decision that was made later, correct?
I actually was on camera the first show.
Oh, shit.
Because of this. Let me try. Can I?
Yeah.
You're in the middle of a story. I don't want to cut you off.
No way. It's about you.
Here's what happened. I was a playwright, right? So I brought along my play. He read it and liked it because there's a couple of funny things in it. He hired me. I didn't know that just because you write a play that's about 2 hours doesn't mean you can write 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, a little tiny sketch. Yeah, for sure.
It took me about 4 or 5 months to realize I couldn't do it. And I was feeling really pissed off myself. Then finally, I realized I had an idea. Because in my play, the Black Panther group that I have is called the Young Lions, makes a joke about how when they're collecting money at fundraising, they only raise a lot of money when they have guilty white liberals in the audience.
Right. I love them.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to tell that idea. I'm going to call his name to Schiller. Who, do you remember
Tom Schiller.
Oh, Tommy Schiller. Yeah.
Right.
Schiller Vision.
Goes over to the studio and tells it to another guy whose name I will not call. That guy then writes it down as his idea.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Right, when I come over, it's written down, and he's not even giving me credit for even contributing, right? So anyway, what happened? Now, I'll tell you the whole story. Anyway,
keep going.
Anyway, what happened was it became a thing called a White Guilt Relief Fund.
Yes, I remember the sketch.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I start off to help me because I'm 85. I may be outside.
No, I'm tracking the story.
You would ask white people for donations out of guilt and make them an honorary Negro. You'd send them a plaque or something.
Right. Anyway, what happened was that was the only thing that I did that I thought was worthwhile. And this guy who at that time was the second in command to Ann Beats, right? Now, here's what happened was I was so mad. I was so angry about that.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of weeks to stew over that. And I was going to make a serious mistake. I was going to come in this particular day and let him know what's for. And even if it meant physically confronting him, I was going to do that. Although I knew he was a wrestling champ. Now you
oh, I think I know who it is.
Wrestling champ from Harvard.
I think I know who it is.
I didn't care. I said, if I get a couple of licks in, after he whips my ass, he's still going to remember me, right?
Yeah.
So I get off to the elevator, and somebody there says, Garrett, Lauren wants to see you in the green room. I go to the green room, and sure enough, John and Gilda and Jane had told Lorne Michaels, look, you've got Garrett bringing in black actors. He's one himself. And here's a movie he's done. They were looking at Cooley High.
Yes. Oh, Cooley High.
Right. So Lorne looked at Cooley High. He auditioned me with Gilda. And I was totally counterpunching because Gilda was, to this day,
unreal.
At her, how she improvised. You didn't even know she's doing it. Yeah, right. Brilliant. And I counterpunched throughout that. Our setup was I was a taxi driver driving from JFK with her as my passenger, and I was cheating the hell out of her all the way, right? And so anyway, that's how I became a member of the group. So I was there the first time we did it from the beginning, but I didn't start off that way. No.
Wow.
But how about you turned your anger and you had to switch gears and
look, I'm a Buddhist, so I don't believe necessarily in a personal God, but somebody really was in the works to stop that because I was going to make a serious mistake.
Listen, Franken's got some ground game too.
Did you have go-to moves, Garrett? I mean, as a fighter, would you do the kind of, hey, let's be friends and then headbutt? Or would you work the body? Or what would be your kind of go-to moves?
I would have gone to the soul effectors first because that would have brought him down. Then I would have kicked him in the chin. Boom. He's going to get up, mad as hell, and do some kind of a hold and break my neck. Okay?
Yeah.
But
okay.
Shorter. Look, if you're short, like I am, and don't weigh much, you got to go for what you know.
Yeah, you got to get away. You hit fast, and then you move, but be scrappy.
There was no way I could have
won.
There was no way I could have won that fight.
Yeah. I know the dude, and he's very tough when he gets in the ground game. I would say. Listen, I got mad at him too, but I didn't think of fighting him.
Decision. Hey, before we go on, can I just do the Richard Pryor joke? We can cut it out, but it really bugged me.
We need it.
All right. I'm so sorry about the dentist, but here it is. I waited. I'll set it up real fast. Gave Richard Pryor a Denver omelet at the Holiday Inn. I got the plate up, and he said, whoever made that omelet can suck my dick. 12 years later, true story, in a movie, wanted to know what he meant by suck my dick. Was it positive or negative? I'm having lunch with him. I take a bite of the cheeseburger. I look at Richard and I say, well, whoever made this cheeseburger can suck my dick. And Richard said, you must love that cheeseburger. That's how you do it. Boom.
Dana.
I'm making Garrett happy. That's what I love. I never knew I would say suck my dick on this podcast. Now I've said it 7 times. That's a mic drop. No more.
Reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, what do you have if you have a potato with a penis?
Excuse me?
A patinas.
No.
Yeah.
You have a dictator, stupid.
Oh my God.
Why do you have to add the stupid part?
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, it's a pretty good joke.
No, because you didn't know what it was, stupid.
Stupid. I like the stupid at the end. It was hilarious. That could have been a guy character. So you were part of that original lexicon. I mean, who was your hangout friend of the cast? These are just basic SNL questions. So
who'd you gravitate to?
Was it Gilda or just everybody, or did you have people?
Gilda, Jane, and Chevy. But I didn't do what I should have done because I should have also after the show, at the first couple of years, you go downtown to this bar. I think Willie.
Oh yeah, you have the party.
Yeah. That's equal to that golf game that people talk about, where you form alliances, right? So I didn't do that. So I really had a lot of people not liking me, thinking I was stuck up and all that.
Well, yeah. Why didn't you go? Now I want to know.
Because I, even to this day, am an introvert working against that. All right.
Okay.
I've really gotten over it to a large extent. But also I had at that time, okay, do you want to really know the real truth?
Go ahead.
I had probably a couple of girls at home waiting for some cocaine so we could just do what we were going to do.
So it was either the girls and the cocaine or having Lauren tell his story about how we met. I think it may.
Well, listen, that's a tough one, Dana, because his story sounds great, like all that fun stuff. But then you look back and you realize you've got such huge, talented, cool people that you get to. Because I was going to say, Garrett, did you have an official after party? It sounds like you didn't, but we had, Dana was on, and then I was on with him for a while, and they would walk around with a ticket, a secret, during the show. Remember this, Dana?
That was a big
and they'd
one.
hand you it, and you put it in your wardrobe or something, and you go, here's where the party is, don't tell anyone. And it was during the live show. So you go, okay. And then after the show, you'd go straight there, but they didn't want everyone to find out about it. And so we'd have a designated spot every Saturday, and we'd go there. Sort of the same thing. You just go there and get all fucked up with everybody.
But you see, I'm sure that the reason why that didn't happen to me is because at first I set up not going in the first place.
Right.
So when that started happening, people probably said, well, fuck him. He doesn't.
Well,
you had some responsibilities to get
but
back
I remember
to.
when I first got on SNL, Lauren was telling me about, Chevy and Danny and everybody and Garrett. You said, Garrett, the only way to
do that again.
Chevy and Danny and, and Eddie and all the people and Paul, you could never get Garrett to the party unless you brought some cocaine and some hookers. I go, really?
Right. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure that.
Listen.
I'm sure they would have said that and they would have been correct.
It's good bait.
Well, the thing about it was coming in 86, you guys were badasses. Like, to me, that original cast, you guys were, a little bit of a, okay, let's...
a little power flower.
Let's.
You're going to blow your
power
nose.
Fly.
Yeah.
A little...
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Gentleman joins us. Been on Saturday Night Live from the original cast. Young man named Garrett Morris. But we thought of you guys as badass pirates. You would fight. There were drugs. Chevy and Bill Murray would fight, and Belushi was like a badass. And then we got in, and people were having like Amstel Lights. We'd have a Bud Light at the party with me and Phil, and just look around.
Yeah, we didn't party as hard.
We felt we didn't belong.
Well, can I say something about John?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John, when he and I were both into the cocaine thing,
he
never really talked to me unless he needed cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get a knock on the door.
Hey, buddy.
Come in. And I put my, 10th floor down there. And you know what he would do?
Do 10 of them.
By the time he got to, I had none left.
So he would just go in, get a straw in his nose, go down on the desk. You were about to snort the coke, and he would snort all of it?
Oh, my God. He would leave a little bit at the end. A little bit at the end. God,
nice guy.
He's a brilliantly talented man, but boy.
I had mineral water, and Nora Dunn would come in and just chug it.
Oh,
I'm kidding. No, but what was it about? Like, I tried cocaine. I've talked about it. I just, like you're saying, you're fighting being introverted. Like, when I did cocaine, within 30 seconds, I was very sad. I just
really,
it made me very anxious and very paranoid. I only tried it twice, and one time I did some cocaine, drove to the comedy club, and I couldn't go in the club because I knew they all hated me in there. And then I just drove back home. So how did it? But I knew people that cocaine spoke to them. That eventually they had it in a little thing and they just sniff it all day.
Yeah.
So what did it do to you? I mean,
cocaine did the opposite to me. It livened me up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were an introvert, so it kind of opened you up a little bit.
Then you need more cocaine, right? You're losing the high. You got to get more, right?
That's the trouble.
That's the trouble, because the thing, that first high, you never get it again, David. You never get it again, David. Okay?
Yeah.
After that, you're striving to get that first high. So even if you're on for like 35 years, which I was.
35 years?
Yeah. It's different that you never get that again. Then you start smoking it, right? And you get that thing again. But then smoking it, you're coming down. So you keep coming down. You never get that first high again, okay?
So
doesn't make you stop chasing it. I was there. I did it for a while.
Well, Lynn Byers is one. Do you remember Lynn Byers?
Oh, yeah. What a mess. Yeah.
When that happened to him, I started thinking, Garrett, you're way older than this guy. You're way older. And, something's going, you're lucky that didn't happen to you.
Garrett, I was in it during Len Bias. Len Bias, for the listeners, is a basketball player that got recruited by the Celtics, I think.
Yes.
And I think he died after draft night or something from doing too much cocaine. I think, before he played. And that was the first time I think I knew you could die from just doing straight cocaine. Like, I hadn't heard that.
Excuse me.
Oh, he dropped his joint and his house is on fire.
No, he's actually.
Good.
Oh. Is it okay to say that we think our friend Garrett Morris is enjoying some fine cannabis.
Sativa.
Oh, so that's like, what does that do? It evens your energy out, or what? It's
One's mellow.
Sativa
Mellow.
is a kind of marijuana that lets you stay awake.
Oh, it's upper. Okay.
Yeah, it's an upper. If you get hybrid, it's in between. If you get indica, you're going to go to sleep. So a lot of times when I'm working, I will either do it
Is that
just
weird?
out folking or with this,
Well, I worked with Scatman Carruthers once in Rockefeller
Really?
Center. Yeah.
I envy you, okay?
Oh, I
I'm
got
great at
some,
mine. I'm Scatman.
Angel from heaven,
Oh,
sweetest guy.
Oh, wow.
And always was, you'd go in the bathroom and you'd hear him and he'd be smoking weed, and so one night, it was the 1 year anniversary of John Lennon's death, and my brother was visiting the show. It was a sitcom with Mickey Rooney, another crazy man. And Scatman gave us a joint. He rolled it in front of us, and he had both ends were closed off. He did it without even looking, And so then we tried it, and it was terrible. It was really weak. So the next break, I brought back some Colombian pot from Santa Cruz.
No, you didn't.
Purple hair.
I did. And the next day in
North
the elevator,
Slope.
now Scatman was from the 30s when it was illicit. In the elevator, people around, he says to me, quote, "The music was good. Might I get a pound?"
Of your weed?
So after the show was over, my brother and I got a huge bag of pot, grocery bag of pot, drove it down to Van Nuys where Scatman lived, brought him the pot, played banjo, kept in touch with him. No, his guitar. He had a ukulele. Still going strong. And
Minnie the Moocher.
We'd never met like a character like Scatman, You see that man there? He points to the janitor. He goes, "That man's an artist. That man is an artist." He was just taking us all these different places.
I like that.
But what
He did. He was in
wonderful-
Blues Brothers, Dana, and that's the only reason I knew who he was, because I was young and I think he was in Blues Brothers. He sang Minnie the Moocher. Is that what I'm thinking? Did you see Blues
I know
Brothers?
Aretha was in it, right?
Yeah, Aretha
He was in
it. Yeah.
He was in The Shining.
Oh, I don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was him
with
too.
Jack Nicholson.
You know what? I have never seen that.
It's scary.
I love my man, but I hate
Scary movies.
Yeah, I hate scary movies.
Yeah, so do I, dude. I'm with you. I can't
Well, you
do
said
it.
that Jack brought in a suitcase of pot into London.
Yeah, by
they
pods you mean
stopped him.
cocaine?
No, this was cannabis. And he goes, and Jack goes, "I'm not going to sell it. It's just for my personal use." And they let him through.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
So,
he's a
there you go.
monster. Shoot, I have another thing. Did you have any favorite sketches back then, Garrett, when you were there that first year?
The colossal president.
What was
The
that?
Colosso president.
Yeah, there was this thing at the 12 Mile Island or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
where the nuclear thing.
Oh, 4 Mile Island.
3
I
Mile.
think, yeah.
3 Mile.
3 Mile. I know
Yeah,
it was that
and
right.
this,
5K. Yeah.
everybody's big, and I'm the wife of the president, and he's big and I'm big, Another one that was my favorite, not for any other reason, but I really think about it as a way in which somebody didn't get the message. It was with O.J. Simpson,
Oh.
where he was a mandingo who goes around raping all the black slaves or female slaves, and at the end, we're supposed to kiss. I don't want to kiss him, David.
In the sketch?
The assignment is to kiss. I like this to kiss him, and he backs away, as if I really wanted to.
Yeah, you were just acting, right? You had to do
Oh,
it.
man.
Another one is something that Alice Swibell did. Baseball been
Very, very good to me.
Chico, baseball been very, very good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually Chico Esquila is really Brian Doll Murray's original concept,
Mhm.
which
He's funny.
his brother came up with. Then Alan enlarged on it, right? So we would do a piece like that all the time. And also, I can't throw out something that Chevy came up with for me, which is hard of hearing.
Yeah. Which became kind of
Yeah.
A runner.
everyone
That's
knows
a great
that.
one, are you sure?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Zwei Bell's a big writer there. Yeah, he was good, right? You got
I
along with
think
him.
I love him. I love Swibell.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great. But Garrett, now when you did In the beginning. Oh, first of all, now that one, I don't know when Pryor hosted or what year it was when they did that sketch with Chevy. I think it must have been the first year. Wasn't Chevy only 1 year?
Yep.
Chevy came in after a year and a half.
Oh no, I thought that was Billy.
I'm sorry. No, Chevy was in after. You're right. He was in like a year, right? And then Bill Murray came in,
right. And Chevy blew up. What was that like when one cast member was like, wasn't he on the cover of Time or something? I mean, it just went pew.
Was he on the cover of Time? I didn't know that.
Or Newsweek. I mean, I know that Chevy just got so much.
I said heat. Right on. He did with Fletch. That was the name of Fletch.
Yeah, he did a lot of movies.
I thought, however, he should have waited a little longer.
Of course, I agree.
Just like
he wishes he'd never left. He wishes he'd stayed at least 5 years.
Right. Just like the guy who was on that cop show, who later on did CSI.
David Caruso?
Yeah, he left too soon.
You know, that happens, and I sort of get it, but Chevy was a tall, great-looking guy, and he was really good in comedy, and then he was a movie star. Like, I don't even know what that would be like, but to leave when you know it's the best show, it's the coolest show, like you guys, I know Chevy blew up, but all you guys were huge. The Beatles. I mean, everyone on that
like
show.
The Rebel. I mean, there just was nothing like it. I mean, I was in college, and when it came on, and I saw all you guys.
It makes me feel old, fellas. Okay.
When I was
feel
old
all the time.
How old were you?
I was being born in the hospital, and it was on TV, and I was like, "This looks pretty funny."
Oh my God!
I was born in 1988, but
when I got into Saturday Night Live, I had been in New York about 17 years, right?
And you were 38.
When I was asked to join Saturday Night Live, all those other, motherfuckers had just got out of high school and college. I was about 10 years away from AARP. Okay.
Right. You did not look older than anyone. You didn't stand out as like
Phil Hartman, I think, was 38.
I was 39 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Garrett, this, Dana, I just want to ask him that, which everyone might know this, but Chevy there's some sketches people remember, you know, and one of them is Chevy interviewing Richard Pryor when he was there for a job. And who wrote that?
Huh?
Who wrote that one?
I think Chevy and Richard together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, when you look back on what you guys did comedically.
That's a classic.
And then what we call it now, since what we can get away with now, you know, it's just very different. At the time, even at the time, it was incendiary, but now it would be go to a test pattern.
Right.
It would just get canceled.
I mean, Lauren he did at the right time, because in about 10 years, we got into what we're into now, right? Which is a softening. Yeah. With all due respect to the brilliant cast that Saturday Night Live had always had, you can't really write for them the way they wrote for us then. I mean, you know, and I hate that. I hate that.
It changed.
It's a Rubik's Cube. You really have to cleverly get clever stuff in, because you can't, it's almost like you're pulling from the same 8 jokes that everyone's allowed to use now.
Right.
And that won't make people mad. But you guys, I think, the first 5, I think you're on for 5 years, that at least the standards and practices didn't even know what to say no to. They were like, this is so ridiculous. Like, they had to learn and go, oh, wait, we don't like that. We're getting a lot of complaints about that. We have to stop that. But it was like playing whack-a-mole, because every week you think of a new way to offend people. And that was the greatest part of it.
Well, no one cared initially, and then the show became a smash. At what point? I mean, 2 years in, you guys just blew up. But initially, probably they didn't. No one's watching.
We had a lot of people who we thought were progressive. Okay, in my opinion, the true progressive. Yeah. Without any sign of racism whatsoever. But
he's like me.
I thought, for instance, that Michael O'Donoghue, because of his past, would be the same way. Michael O'Donoghue, with all due respect, was an absolute racist motherfucker.
You got to add motherfucker to that, because it just completes the thought.
The very first show, there was a skit that was going to have a black doctor, right? Not a black doctor. And I wasn't in it at all. So I said, hey, Michael, why don't we have the doctor be black? You know what he tells me? Well, Garrett, the audience might be thrown by a black doctor. Now, this is 1975, right? Now, I'm from New Orleans, where from the time I was 12 years old, I was surrounded not only by hordes of black medical doctors, but black PhDs as well. And I'm wondering how a guy whose name is associated with National Lampoon doesn't fucking know this.
Did he not see Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier, which I saw in the theater at age 8, and it infected me the rest of my life, and I got to do a lot of benefits with Sidney Poitier, and he's another real gentleman. Sorry, I'm still a little high, I'm slurring. But,
that's tough, because, you're lighting the show, you say, hey, can I get thrown into a sketch? And he said, no, this one's not right for you, and it's like, oh, boy.
You can't be a black doctor. What are you talking about, But talking about Sidney Poitier, I remember being almost, you walk by, a person just walked by and I'm on 72nd Street and he's coming towards me, and from like a half a block away, I say, that's fucking Sidney Poitier, right?
Ooh.
And I just passed him and like that. To this day, I remember that day,
Oh, sure. Yeah, he was so eloquent. I remember I did a bunch of benefits for Cedars-Sinai, and he was always there. And then one time I got off stage and I was walking to the audience. He stopped me, and I was able to do my and he gave me some praise, and I said, they call me Mr. Tibbs from the and he laughed so hard. It was with Rod Steiger, I think. But yeah, for me, there were so many brilliant movies in the 60s and 70s, and just a lot of my heroes were black. I mean, just Jimi Hendrix. My brother came in 1966. He came home. He was 13. He said, I just saw the best guitar player in the world. I said, what's his name? He goes, Jimi Hendrix. But we were kind of progressive in our own way back then, because we just wanted to see Jimmy. We didn't think, and I went to the first a very, very well integrated high school with busing in 1969. So
talking about Jimi Hendrix, you know what he did? When he came back from England, where he'd already become famous, he got on the corner of 125th Street and 7th Avenue and played the guitar for like 18 hours or so, just to introduce people to him.
Oh,
he was really something else. He was.
No, like Neil Young has said about him, no one's ever played the guitar like Jimi Hendrix.
No,
did Jimi Hendrix was never did he die before SNL, or he's somebody they would have on?
He was one of those caught up in with
he died. He was like 27, young. Right?
27, yeah.
27 Club.
Janis Joplin around the same age.
Too. Oh, man.
Kurt Cobain.
I hated when that happened to Janis. I loved her ass, man. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, again, there's just certain talents, like Janis's singing, and there's a word I use a lot, supernatural. Well, I mean, that screaming, the intensity of it was just crazy.
With all due respect, especially coming out of a white woman, okay?
Sure.
Damn.
Yeah, she has such a talent, and then it almost like they burn out quickly, because it's so much talent, and so that voice is so cool and everything, and you hope it's around forever. But
well, it's also just the accidental playing with fire. Jim Morrison. Once you start playing with opioids and mixing that stuff in, of course, John Belushi. It wasn't intentional, but you're playing with fire. It's just
Matter of fact, that's another thing that started me to straighten up.
John's death.
Was John during when you were on SNL? When was it? I can't remember. He was 33.
Well, like 83, I think, right? It was after SNL when he died.
Yeah,
right?
And the thing is, John and I didn't really hang. Only when he needed cocaine did he.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
sure.
Yes. So how did that affect you? Did that get you off cocaine, or you just started to slow down, or what happened?
I slow down, and by the time I came here, it's not something you could just stop. But by 2005, I went to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
And they do something that exasperates you. They will call your ass, okay? And they will sponsor you over and over. And so through that, I really, I've succeeded in getting rid of it, okay? Yeah. Much different with cigarettes, which I still am struggling with, but I'm glad that it's 2005. It's been not 2022.
Yeah, here we are.
I've been off since that's 17 years, 16 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the body has a remarkable healing apparatus once you give it a break, So do you have a lot of people who lived a long time in your family tree?
Matter of fact, my grandfather lived to 92.
Okay.
So
you got some longevity
there.
Yeah.
My grandmother I'm sure got cancer when she was in her 50s. So she passed. My mother lived to 80, but she didn't take care of herself. Okay. So there's a couple, either I'm going to hook up my grandfather and, stay for a minute.
How do you deal with stress? Are you really Buddhist? Are you really Zen? Are you relaxed in your brain all the time, Garrett?
With all the respect, I know you guys hear Buddhism and you think Zen. Zen
right.
not, but it's only one part of Buddhists. There are over 300,000 Buddhists worldwide, and two of them are like me. They chant, which is not the same thing as the Zen Buddhists, okay?
Right, so you chant.
They meditate.
Domne arigato, domne arigato, domne arigato, domne arigato.
No, it's Namyo Horenge.
Arigato. Oh, shit, I fucked it up. Let me hear it.
Namyo Horenge Kyo, Namyo Horenge Kyo, which means that you're dedicated to the mystic law of cause and effect, which means you don't believe in a personal God, but you do regard the law as being in the place that most other religions place God. It is the most sacred thing going.
Well, I did transcendental meditation, and my mantra is Dam Na La Big.
I'm a TM practitioner too.
Yeah, my mantra Damnali, which I found out later was Native American for drop your shorts. We don't have much time.
Are you telling people your mantra?
No, I was kidding. I'm just joking. I would never tell you my mantra.
Don't tell them.
My mantra is Garrett.
Garrett, listen. Garrett, after SNL, first of all, there's too many cool people there. You had Danny Aykroyd, who I did 2 movies with, 3 actually. Great guy.
Beautiful guy, yes.
He was beautiful, dude. Seemed like. Did you hang with anyone after the following years of SNL? You stay in touch, or just see him when you see him, kind of thing?
So I saw him when I saw him. When Jane was out here doing 2 Rock, we used to talk on the phone.
Oh, that's right. Jane was on Second Rock from the Sun, Third Rock from the Sun, right?
And now I have a quality relationship with Lorraine.
Lorraine,
her daughter, Hannah, who is very, very talented. Did you see her in Hacks?
Oh, Hacks, yeah.
She is a dynamite actor and also a very fine comedian. She did my show last year. Hannah did. Yeah.
Garrett, who was your head writer when you started? Was it Ann Beats?
Ann Beats was, yes.
She was. Mm-hmm. See, they had a girl head writer back then, which is probably
that was unusual.
More rare than a black doctor.
And that other guy we mentioned, that was the assistant head writer.
I know who you're talking about.
And and look, I was very sorry about what happened to him, because I think that I'm not going to call their names. They should have backed him up when that thing happened. They should have backed him up and not let him go the way he did.
It was a lot of politics.
I know what you're talking about.
A lot of politics.
What he did was he didn't have to leave because of that.
So I tend to agree.
It was a purge that had to happen, but some people got swept up into it that maybe in a more reasonable time would have.
He's not been treated like that at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Jeez, I wonder if I'm canceled right now. Do you think we could be canceled?
You're canceled
from this
because
podcast?
you agreed.
We said, suck my dick. I said, Sidney Poitier, black man.
First of all, he says, with all due respect to us, and then he says, with all due respect, motherfucker, to other people. So it really did lost a little bit.
I got called a white motherfucker from Garrett Morris. So I'm just happy the rest of the day. Like, my day is a home run now because it was with love.
Do you have any kids?
I've got 2 sons, and they're in show business.
The mother every day.
Oh, Jesus.
So you are a motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he got you on a technicality, Dana.
Motherfucker is just a great word because of the rhythm of it. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great word. I mean, gosh darn it. That's not, doesn't get it
in my community, gentlemen.
You say it better.
He's a bad motherfucker, meaning you, Dana, meaning a great guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
I say of Rachel Maddow, I say she's a bad bitch. right?
Rather than a motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
She's a bad bitch. Although I don't look at the news anymore because it depresses me.
No. It's designed to get us all angry.
When I
Both
was looking,
sides.
it was Rachel all the time. And what's the other lady? Joy Reid. You know?
Joy Reid, yeah.
Yeah, you know. I remember, you know.
Yeah.
Brian. Yeah. So
Brian Williams
was my thing until the news just started bringing me down.
Garrett, before we let you go,
Bust me out.
Do you still sing? Dana said you're a good singer.
I used to sing high C's. Now I sing low C's. I sing the blues now. I don't sing,
Oh, you doing the Albert King or who are you singing?
Muddy Waters and stuff like
Muddy
that.
Waters?
Yeah. My favorite blues singer is Muddy Waters.
Oh, I loved Albert King Blues
Albert
Power.
King was great. Albert King was great.
That baby and its baby bed all fussing up. He's got the blues. He got the good old fashioned country blues. Remember Albert? Wasn't he magic? And of course, Muddy Waters. I mean, that's another guy.
Yes.
Lay it on us. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
But you sang with the Harry Belafonte singers.
I was with him for like 9 years my first job in the business was as a singer arranger with
that's amazing.
The Belafonte Singers.
The Belafonte Singers.
Yeah, as a 12-member group that he managed, right? He sang them periodically, but they used to sing without him. So we toured.
Who sang that thing? You put the lime in the coconut. You put it.
Right.
That was Harry. Okay.
That was Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
And then it became a commercial too.
Yeah.
For some product.
Daylight come on, we want to go home.
What about 7-Up is the
have that raspy
Uncola?
blues now. You can get laid with that.
Hey, 85, that's all
day.
Man.
85, still alive. 86,
no, you got
you're
cool
in a
voice.
Fix. 87, you're in heaven. 88, don't be late. 89, won't you be mine? 90,
Jesus.
holy heaven, Holly.
You can spit.
Was this your SNL audition? That was a good one.
Baby, you can spit.
I know. I've had dinner with him. Well, Garrett, thank you for coming on with
this
us.
has been a delight. You're so much fun.
Garrett,
I
you're
just
a
feel
fun
happier
dude.
hanging out with you for this hour.
Thank you so much, fellas, for even thinking about this old guy.
Yeah, you're a good dude, and it's we all got a job because of you and the squad up there.
Oh my God!
And Lauren and everyone.
And then I just want to say 100 episodes on Jamie Foxx. You were on the Martin Show.
You're very talented men, okay?
Thank you, bud.
Extremely talented, and that's
Thank
how
you.
you got your fucking job.
We do the best we can. You're terrific. You're tremendous. Excuse me. Many people are. Who's better than Garrett Morris? Nobody. Listen, many people are saying never better. Nobody's ever done it like him. Come on, let's get real, folks. No joke. I'm not kidding around. Garrett Morris, here's the deal. Come on. We can do better. We will do better.
You got Trump and Biden at the end.
I love your impression, man. I love your impression, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Can we hang out sometime? Can you
get
my
You got my number.
All right, Garrett. Miss you, bud.
No, let me thank you guys for this. I appreciate it.
I just really enjoyed this. I know I'm a little fuzzy and my words aren't coming out as well as they normally do, but because of the dental work, but I got the Pryor joke out. I completed it and that made my day.
It was a 3-parter.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to pack myself an ice, get a B12 shot and crack a Coors Light.
We don't want to end the show with the words, suck my dick. Okay.
No. What would be the substitution? So instead of saying "suck my dick,"
yes,
you kind of say, "How about a hand job, dear?" I guess that's a little more benign, maybe not so dramatic.
I got one. Good night, motherfuckers. Hey guys, if you're loving this podcast, which you are, be sure to click follow on your favorite podcast app. Give us a review, 5-star rating. And maybe even share an episode that you've loved with a friend.
If you're watching this episode on YouTube, please subscribe. We're on video now.
Fly on the Wall is presented by Audacy and executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Heather Santoro and Greg Holtzman, Maddie Sprung-Kaiser, and Leah Reese Dennis of Audacy.
Our senior producer is Greg Holtzman, and the show is produced and edited by Phil Sweettech.
Booking by Cultivated Entertainment.
Special thanks to Patrick Fogarty, Evan Cox, Maura Curran, Melissa Wester, Hillary Schuff, Eric Donnelly, Colin Gaynor, Sean Cherry, Kurt Courtney, and Lauren Vieira.
Reach out with us any questions to be asked and answered on the show. You can email us at flyonthewall@audacy.com. That's AUDACY.com.